whatever you think is needed for med school or grad school is not nearly as important as this: your GPA, your grade point average, or to put it in simplest terms, your marks. Your GPA could make or break your dreams of anything beyond university. I've had so many people asking me questions like, is it possible to get a good cumulative GPA if my first year was bad, or if my second year was bad? Can I still get into medical school if I have a C in organic chemistry or a C in physics? Trust me, all of this is possible if you practice what I tell you at the end of the video. Almost all university students, including myself, struggle to do well in courses because of many different reasons. It could be that you're just being adjusted to university, or ineffective study strategies, or simply just procrastination. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to get a near perfect GPA at the hardest university in Canada, the University of Toronto. I'll start by telling you a little bit about my story at U of T. I knew that I wanted to become a doctor, and coming to U of T, I was very ambitious and excited. I knew that I needed to get a good GPA to get into medical school, no matter what. I also knew that I needed to take part in a diverse set of extracurriculars so that my application could stand out to medical schools. When I got my first midterm mark back, I think it was honestly around like a 70, and I was not happy at all. I was getting stressed, I didn't know what to do, and since I was already a part of so many different extracurriculars, I couldn't find the time to change my study strategies. And since these results were so demoralizing, I started to lose this intrinsic motivation to change. So after that semester of stressful evenings and complete disappointment, I decided that I needed to make a series of massive changes if I wanted to achieve my dreams. The first thing that I did was I immediately contacted some upper year students who went through the same courses and asked them questions like, what was the course like? What is the professor like?
Bro, are you serious right now, bro?
What strategies did you use to do well in this course? Questions like this helped me understand what the course was actually about, and a lot more than what you can find on Google. Honestly, this was a cheat code because you get to find out what works for the course before even starting it. And if you don't have any upper year friends, that's alright as well. You can find them on Facebook groups, LinkedIn, or even Reddit. A major tip that I learned from them was what you need to exactly prioritize for that course. Which brings me to my next point, which is don't waste your time studying things that aren't important. I realized over the years that you don't really need to read the textbook or extra notes to do well in the exams. You don't even need to memorize a lot of the things, as long as you understand it. Now, of course, this differs based on the professor or the course you're taking, which is why you should speak to upper year students who have already completed this course. So in my situation, I realized that I was spending too much time reading textbooks or extra notes over and over again. And what I was missing was actually applying the content. Now you might be wondering, how do I actually apply this content by myself? And the answer is simple. Creating your own practice problems. I noticed that I knew absolutely everything in the textbook and the lecture notes, but when it came to actually applying the content in exams or tests, I was lost.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
It's like saying 1 + 1 is 2, but if I say I have 1 apple and 1 banana, how many fruits do I have? For this reason, I decided in my second semester of my first year that I would make questions as I go through the content. Just through this method, I wasn't just learning how to recall the information, but I was also understanding the content from a different perspective when making the questions. And now let me predict what you're gonna ask me.
Oh, I don't have time for this. I have stuff to do. I have to chill with my friends. I have to go to a party. I also have to do extracurriculars.
Honestly, I understand how important the house party or that formal is to you, but even with all of these activities, there's still time in the day. And to realize that, an activity that I like to do is to log my time when I feel like I don't have any time during the day. When I was in the process of improving my GPA, I would time myself going through my daily routine. In the beginning, I realized that I was only studying for 2 out of the 12 hours in a day. The rest of the hours went into anything but studying. 5, 6.
Naman, what are you doing?
Absorbing the information. Doing this alone helped me find out ways that I could find more time for studying in my schedule. As an example, After coming back from the gym, I would just chill on my sofa for 30 minutes and do nothing. I would just scroll through my phone. But I realized that I could use those 30 minutes to do something more passive, like doing flashcards or Anki, or even just sending out emails. You might think this is counterintuitive, but to boost your GPA, you can take extra courses in your semester. Most universities recommend that you take 4 to 5 courses per semester. In my third year, I actually took 7 courses per semester, and I have to tell you, it was not fun.
Stop it. Get some help.
But yeah, I knew I was capable of doing it after my second year. It was just that I was working in 2 different research labs and studying at the same time, which was terrible for my mental and physical health. Regardless, I was able to get a 4.0 in both semesters, but if you haven't built those studying habits yet, I would highly recommend against this. The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. It's one thing to say, I'm the type of person who wants this. It's something different to say, I'm the type of person who is this. This quote from Atomic Habits is the last and most important piece of advice that I can give you to improve your GPA. Because I had a 4.0 in high school, I believed I was smart, hardworking, and could achieve everything that I put my mind to. But after that first semester of university, everything just felt bad. I just felt like I couldn't do well in school. I started to have a shift in my identity, and I started to think that I wasn't good enough. And so I started to lose confidence in myself, which led me to procrastinate more and lose the motivation to make any change in my studying habits. Now do you see how much of a difference can be made with a switch in your identity? If you've experienced this or are going through it right now, it would be easy for me to tell you something like, stop thinking like that, you're smart. But that won't work. I know it won't. It didn't work for me when my friends told me to. But when I started putting in the work, started testing myself, I knew that I was doing exactly what a 4.0 student would be doing. That's why I started defining SMART as putting the work in, not what the results showed. Try doing that for a week and notice the difference in your motivation to work. Remember, at the end of the day, the goal is not to work hard to get good grades. The goal is to become a hard worker. Now, the purpose of this video is not to scare you guys. It's not to get you out of your seats right now so you can start working. No. The purpose of this video is to show you guys that it is possible. It is possible to bounce back and keep your dreams alive. So if you got a bad mark or a bad semester, it's okay. Use the methods that I've mentioned in this video and see what works for you. But remember, at the end of the day, believing in yourself is better than any tip that I've mentioned here. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed my story and learned something valuable out of it that you can use towards your careers. If you want, you can join our newsletter in the description below to get more tips and resources like this. Anyways, back to business now. See you guys in the next MedBoys Monday.